Alright, guys. It is Saturday, August 13th, 2022 at 8:08 p.m. Alright, I haven't made a computer video in a while, but I decided to go ahead and make one. Alright, let's start with the daily verse of the day from dailyverses.net. It says, "Look, I am coming soon. My reward is with me. I will give to each person according to what they have done." Revelation 22:12. Alright, let's start with Zero Hedge. We have CDC says people exposed to COVID no longer need to quarantine. This is huge news, folks. The bureaucrats speak. It is near complete cave-in to the actual facts. It says no symptoms, no problems. Vaccinated or unvaccinated, same guidance. Exposed, no need to even quarantine. Students exposed, they can stay in class. What the heck, right? If you manage to maintain your integrity through this awful period of time, congratulations. You're one of the rock stars of the story. You are a solid individual who has courage and stood firm and tall when it all mattered. For the people who didn't come, some can be forgiven, but many cannot. Those who have said should have known better. The doctors who failed to utilize known and proven early treatments to save lives. The public health authorities that lock people down and force masks onto children's faces without a shred of supporting science to back those decisions. Medical hospital administrations who took the monetary bait and forced patients onto toxic deadly regimens, and many ventilators. I'm not going to continue reading the rest of the article, but it's very, very strong that the CDC has pretty much no longer need for quarantine. I'll leave you guys the link so you guys can check out the entire article. Next, we have potato shortage emerges in Idaho as prices surge at supermarkets. The next food insecurity problem that may impact the way Americans eat could be emerging potato shortage that began last year when yields were depressed due to a heat wave, according to the Boise State Public Radio. I'm not sure if you remember last June, but we had some just unbelievably hot temperatures here in Idaho. It did a number on our potato crop. Jamie Higman, president of CEO of Idaho Potato Commission, told the Idaho-based media outlet. And so our yields were significantly down last year. Boise State Public Radio pointed out that last year's potato crop cycle should last through August, though the lack of the starchy vegetable has already presented customers with higher prices at the supermarkets. So, there is no gap, there's just less potatoes being shipped right now than there were normally at this time of year because of shorter supply that started with the season. So heads up for people for Idaho and for anybody who relies on Idaho potatoes, there could be shorter. Alright, guys. Next, Monkeypox. The WHO, or the World Health Organization, is asking for the public to help renaming monkeypox. I don't know about you guys, but Monkeypox I'm like, no. I don't need Monkeypox. That's just, the name of it is just, I had enough with monkeypox, and now they want me to accept Monkeypox. Article as well, but the World Health Organization is looking to rename it. Alright, next, Tijuana under attack. Sudden eruption of cartel violence leave cars burned across the border city. The U.S. consulate in Tijuana has requested all American government employees to shelter in place until further notice after a cartel violence erupted in parts of northern Mexico. The violence began in Ciudad Juarez, Rio Grande, just south of El Paso, Texas, with prison battle between the two rival cartels that left 11 people dead. Then the chaos spread outside into the streets of the city, according to the Times of San Diego. By the weekend, the violence moved west, warranting the U.S. consulate in Tijuana to advise Americans to shelter in place after a sudden eruption of violence. The U.S. Consulate General Tijuana is aware of the reports of multiple vehicle fires, roadblocks, heavy police activity in Tijuana, Mexicali, Rosarito, Ensenada, and Tecate. The consulate said the U.S. government employees have been instructed to shelter in place until further notice. I'll leave you guys the link to this article as well. Please pray for the people of Mexico. Alright, next. New York City warns of polio circulating after the city found the virus in sewage. It says health officials have detected polio virus in wastewater from New York City, suggesting the virus is circulating undetected across the metro area. The New York State Department of Health and the New York Department of Health and Mental Hygiene announced their findings about the virus known to cause permanent paralysis and even death. So heads up, New York, pray for the city. Alright, next. Grocery inflation hits largest level in 43 years despite Biden's zero inflation messaging. While the annual pace of inflation in the United States eased slightly in July, a deeper dive into the numbers reveals that some of the categories that hit everyday Americans, especially hard in the pocketbook, have soared, with the price of groceries jumping to the highest level since 1979. Alright, guys, so I'll leave you guys a link for that article as well. Let's take a look now at the infrared of the satellite over the Atlantic. This is from all the way from Mexico all the way to the African coast. We have a bit of a storm in the middle of the Atlantic above the Caribbean, kind of wandering there. We have some rains coming off Africa, but not too many. And then we have that system that the National Hurricane Center has over Texas and the Gulf. Let's take a look at the Gulf right now. This is the rains and storms that are happening in the Gulf. There's rain coming on shore happening towards Texas and parts of Mexico. Let's take a look at the National Hurricane Center, see what it says. It says a disturbance of 20% chance of cyclone formation in 48 hours in the northwestern Gulf of Mexico. Showers and thunderstorm activity associated with the broad low pressure area just off the Texas coast has weakened a bit during the past few hours. The disturbance is forecast to continue moving slowly west-southwestward and approach the Texas coast tonight, and then move inland over southern Texas Sunday morning. Although there is some potential for land interaction to cause the disturbance to become better defined while moving onshore on Sunday morning, significant development of the system is not anticipating, regardless of development. Heavy rains are forecast across southern Texas through Monday, which could cause localized areas of flash flooding. For more information, look at the National Weather Service. Alright, so we have formation chance through 48 hours, low at 20%, and formation chance through 5 days, low at 20%. So they're not looking for it to develop into a tropical system, but it is just bringing rains to Texas. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Hit like and subscribe for more news, and see you guys next time. God bless.